So here we
like
go.
That, huh?
Just like that, I promise.
Just like that.
Just like that. Here we go. Looks like we're looking at... Okay, we're going to zoom in on one of these matches here and get this thing underway. I think Michael Peditto, but we'll let our fantastic director choose, as we are obviously underway here in game number 1, and it will be from our Goblins player side, who has a little bit of an unorthodox build insofar as actually does have the copies of Ironcrag Feet in the deck. Not a card you see all that often, but being able to cast it on turn 4 means that you can play a Muxus, and actually, if your draw cooperates, you can play it on turn number 3. So we're going to see right now if this Priest of Forgotten Gods wants to make Michael sacrifice that Skirk Prospector.
That's Seething Song, but you only get 1 spell.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. What's the one in the same set as Fires of Invention, which is also Seething Song, but you only get to play 1 spell?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like 1 spell, though. I'm just going to...
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna put that out there. I'm going to let that go wherever it goes.
All right.
Here's Gate to the Afterlife. Oh, Godpharaoh's Gift in Hand. Maybe not a free roll. Right, much is the draw. Here's the War Chief. All right, we're going to swap perspectives because Max's perspective is better. That works for me. This one a little bit blurry for our viewers at home, so we'll make the swap here in just a moment. Okay. And Get to the Afterlife. Search your graveyard for Godpharaoh's Gift. Nailed it. Crypt Breaker. Sure. Big follow-up. It's a lot of cards in the graveyard already.
Mm-hmm.
Chupacabra. Kill that. Well, you're gonna have some fun there, bud?
What do you mean?
Well, we're gonna spin.
Oh, this. Yeah, sure, whatever.
Spin to win. RNGG? Or just RNG? RN. Trigger on the stack, sacrifice my stuff, kill your thing. That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, I mean, the Muxus turns over so much Garbo that, you know, if you think you're likely to use Priest, you want to do it now.
I agree. All right, Lux is down. All right, now the draw is Fiend Artisan. How about a little RNGG? Okay. Krenko, Snoop, Matron, Trigger.
Not a bad collection.
No, not too bad at all. You can get Prospector now if you want, and then if Krenko gets killed, you have Prospector in hand, play Prospector, sack for 3. Yeah, so you can remux this next turn if you want to. It's not bad. Looks like Crater Maker. Oh, forgot that was a thing. Okay. Well, I mean that's how you're gonna play it.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I like Crater Maker. Versatile in all the best ways.
Max's position is still not that bad. I think that Massacre Worm's a really powerful insurance policy here. If you're able to find another mana. And you still have another copy of Godpharaoh's Gift to play towards if the game goes on for a long time. But this is likely your last opportunity to use Godpharaoh's Gift, so you got to make it count. It's an interesting sort of dilemma here because the level 1 thing is just Chupacabra to get rid of the Krenko, but you don't necessarily care about the Krenko if you are going to play Massacre Worm, but it sort of gives away your hand if you don't do anything about the Krenko. And also, there's no lock that you draw land number 5 in the next turn or 2, and if you fail to do that, then Krenko is going to run wild.
It's true. Put Krenko down. There's Fiend Artisan. It's a big one. 10-10. It's a big O. Priest. Okay, well, this is getting ugly quick. There's a mountain. You can play War Chief into Crater Maker into Sacrifice Crater Maker if you want.
Yeah, and I really like this line here from Max, insofar as it is the most to advance the battlefield and shorten the length of the game in the event that you lose your God Pharaoh skiff, which is likely with your opponent searching up the Crater Maker.
Yep. So there is the Crater Maker. Snoop. Ooh. If only there was a Prospector.
So actually, that's a pretty big hit right there, because I think the setup that Max was going for was to have a Fiend Artisan that was so large that you could massacre worm away a fairly large battlefield and still have something left over. Now that's complicated because too much stuff is going to die.
I think this game just ends, right? Because you activate Priest, you get your 2 black, you have 4 mana, you play Massacre Worm, game over.
Well, is it actually game though?
Why wouldn't it be?
Because the worm is going to be shrinking down the Fiend Artisan as well.
Oh well, but the worm, when something dies, they take 2 for everything that's every time something dies, they take 2.
Oh,
right?
well, okay, then that's yeah. That's just a huge lethal shot.
Yeah, it's just all these triggers. Yeah, it's just a gigantic beatdown with all those triggers. So, yeah. Massacre Worm is going to take this one from Max Dore, who wins game number 1 here over Michael Peditto. Mono Black God Pharaoh's Gift up a game here over Mono Red Goblins. Max did come into this top 12 and this top 8 round with a bye, so congratulations there. Speaking of congratulations, people, you want 25% off. You got it for a little bit of time left.
Right, and that's on all supplies across the website, so long as you use coupon code SCG Supply 25 at checkout. We're going to have a new sale tomorrow, 11 o'clock East Coast time. So if you want to get a deal on these supplies, you should be heading over there to the website as soon as possible. And make sure to be checking back tomorrow regardless, where we will have a new category of item on sale.
There you go. Again, use that coupon code SCG Supply 25 at checkout. Sale ends at Monday, November 23rd. That's tomorrow, 10:59 a.m. East Coast time. New sale going up at 11 a.m. mañana. All right, game number 2. 42 Sporks versus Victorious. I like that name, Victorious. That's a good name. I like it. It's a good song by Panic at the Disco. It's a good screen name. Just saying. Thoughtseize. Gonna blow this one up a little bit. Conspicuous Snoop, Goblin War Chief, Muxus, and sometimes we're just in the mood to take out the trash. That's one of my favorite cards in a long time.
It's really charming.
I think it's just really funny and a good design.
Yeah.
There's Priest of Forgotten Gods. Okay, we saw how good that one was last game. Here's the War Chief. Here's the beatdowns. That War Chief's not going to last very long because Woe Strider's coming up next, most likely. There's your land. No guarantee of Woe Strider, but it seems pretty compelling. So there that is. Going to bring a goat along with it. And we're going to get that Priest activation right away. So Priest is starting to run wild here in this matchup. So adios, Woe Strider and Goat. Goodbye, Goblin War Chief. Draw some cards. Play another Priest at the very least. Could go to Supplier, but it's going to be Priest. So, hey, when it looks like this Mono Black God Pharaoh's Gift deck, which we're not in love with, looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, this is just a really powerful setup here. A lot of card advantage, a lot of removal. But again, it's still... There's still a burden on Max to at least advance his battlefield a ton, if not win the game outright before Muxus is part of the equation. Basically free.
Stitcher Supplier? Priest of Forgotten Gods. Gate to the Afterlife. Another Priest of the Forgotten Gods. Pretty good. Pretty good.
A lot to play with.
Yeah. Garbage time.
It is time.
You got any trash for me to take care of? Because I'll take care of it. That's what I do.
That's sort of like, that's like my whole thing, basically.
Any trash out there? Oh, you see the mauling and a God Pharaoh's gift. Okay.
Yeah, it's awkward because if you kill this thing, it gets to sacrifice at value. You can conceivably wait and try to wait for a second goblin to enter the battlefield. So if you edict, either your opponent has to sacrifice everything to destroy an artifact, or you just get to remove something clean. But I think it's just too unwieldy on the turn.
Discard a card. Castle. Well, no, you can discard God Pharaoh's gift, I guess. It's actually pretty close. They're both pretty good in this spot. Okay. Well, if you're gonna keep the God Pharaoh's gift there, I think you just keep it flat.
Right, you're sort of priced into what you know.
I guess not.
Okay.
Forget me, I didn't say anything. Last Attack Reaver is just that darn good. There's Fiend Artisan. Okay. Well, spin to win. What? Spin to win. What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How's that?
I mean, it's not a small amount of stuff.
We have lethal. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you don't block that, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so you have to block Muxus, so that means everything can attack.
Yeah.
Because if you don't block Muxus, you just die, so. And there's no fear on the counter attack. As far as I can tell. Yeah, I would have liked to see an attack all there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fear is of.
Because now you get to block a non-Muxus creature.
Yeah, no, and
right?
You have a lot of follow-ups next turn to kind of manage the battlefield. The leftovers here from Michael are not that impressive.
Yeah. You attack with everything. Fiend Artisan has to block Muxus. You get the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of damage. Your opponent's at 5. They have no battle. I mean, they have a priest on the battlefield. That's it. Instead, it's a Fiend Artisan here. That's a 4/4. They get to block your Crater Maker. You take 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You go to 1. Crater Maker can't go upstairs. And there's no real useful way to sacrifice like a goblin and something. It's like sacrifice a goblin to Crater Maker like the priest. So, I mean, this could break badly.
Yes. I mean, just a removal spell puts the game at parity.
Well, now you have to look at Aghanim's Awakening and say, like, okay, well, what do I got down here? Which I'm not sure it's much. But yeah, as you said, just a removal spell puts the game at parity. And I was making fun of Last Step Reaver, but like that's kind of what the doctor ordered right now.
Yeah, it's just some stuff that's going to sacrifice, stuff that makes attacking and blocking complicated. It's going to be really, really useful here.
So now you sacrifice those two. You make your opponent lose something. This is not all the way a removal spell, but okay. So that takes care of that. Now I get to get my Woe Strider. I get to play Woe Strider if I want to, or I can go to Aghanim Awakening depending on what this whole thing looks like down here. Obviously, it looks like it's good enough to go with it.
Yeah, so you'd ideally...
Go ahead.
Ideally, you'd like to get back enough stuff such that a removal spell is not just game over. Yeah. So you want to be up a blocker, which it looks like Max has set up here.
Well, as long as your opponent doesn't have a removal spell or if the haste doesn't come rolling off the top of the deck, right? Because Snoop lets you play cards off the top of your deck. So there is Prospector. Here is War Chief. And that's going to be enough to do it by itself. And then this Abrade doesn't hurt either. So things could have gone wrong there for Michael, but things go okay in the end. Send all the goblins in, trigger the Muxus. Let's head to a third game, shall we?
Yep.
All right.
Close. Almost got that one turned around, but just enough to get over the finish line there from Michael, and now we're going to game 3.
Indeed we are. So, a trade-in bonus. 30% you'll get in trade-in bonus when you sell Star City Games for singles, sealed product, large collections, bulk, and store inventory. So that's for all orders, big and small. As small as singles, as big as store inventories, which I imagine that's quite the undertaking. Again, trade in with us. You get a 30% trade-in bonus over at StarCityGames.com to learn more information. Love a good trade-in bonus.
One I've used many a time.
Trade it right on in.
Consolidate.
Yeah.
Yeah. No more row boxes of cards for me.
Those days are over there, bud?
Over.
Takes up a lot of space in the house.
I've right now I own the least number of cards that I've ever owned, and I mean since I was a teenager, probably.
Same. Feels weird. Lazartab Reaver, 1/1 alongside it versus Skirk Prospector. A battle as old as time. See the Chieftain, the Abrade, the Muxus, and the lands there for Michael. For Max, Hagra Mauling, Gate to the Afterlife. Fatal Push, another Reaver. Actually, 2 more Reavers. We're Reaver flooded.
Yeah. Do you want to start? You want to start growing that zombie?
Yeah, the classic Reaver flood.
You get you just get a walking corpse. You make a walking corpse if you want to. Start just trucking in. Just deal so much damage.
There is Gate to the Afterlife. Getting it set up.
Attack all. Send it in.
You approve of this message? Abrade says, kindly leave. Chieftain, you want the attack all here too. Yeah, I know. We're gonna attack all. We're gonna attack all land now. That's where I like to be. Right now, what do you do? You do have a land drop in Hagra Mauling, but do you actually want to play it as a land?
I think so. I mean, well, I guess Phyrexian Tower complicates things a little bit here.
Yeah, you got some real decisions here.
Because I think you want to push the Chieftain this turn.
Push it a round. Well, I will. Big Matchbox 20 fan here. Rob Thomas, he gets it.
What do you mean he gets it?
He gets it. He gets me. He gets it. He gets all of it, man. Grenko? Yeah.
All right, 1 turn window.
Pretty much. Magnium's Awakening, that ain't it. So let's see, what can you do here? Well, you can sacrifice.
You can upgrade into a Chupacabra, right?
I think that's what you can do, yeah. That's what you got to do, I think. You know, for as much as I've seen Fiend Artisan get played, which isn't like a ton, this is the first time I've ever seen anyone activate it.
Yeah, it doesn't. It comes up surprisingly little.
It's only just XX. Just like big, your turn. Rank go down. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for a little RNGG?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Here we go.
Here we go. RN?
Not great here.
Well, you do get the matron for something.
Yeah, the matron's a nice get here because Fiend Artisan for Massacre Worm is the line that's available next turn, and your leftovers just wouldn't be very strong against that.
So I don't know. I think you just matron for another Muxus. Just say, hey, yeah, there you go. Let's go again. Hope to peel land if my prospector dies. We've seen better. Getting matron off that card so busted though. And a Crater Maker. Get rid of that. I like that sound. No, I like that. I like that play a lot.
Yeah, me too.
What you got working now? Ooh.
Big draw.
Draw. Punches right back. I'll be taking that, thank you. Here comes the Reaver Flood. A 1/2, make a 1/1. A 1/2, 1/1's an upgrade into a 2/2. There you go. Nope. And there's a mountain. This allows you to attack, activate Castle Embereth, and still cast a Braid. There's your chump block. A lot of big draws here for Max to get out of this situation.
Both players got some big peels.
Yeah, they do. Stitcher Supplier, how you doing?
Woe Strider here could be huge.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I was trying to think of the best card to mill in this spot. No Woe Strider. Chupacabra and Thoughtseize among the cards placed into the graveyard. We're feeling frisky. Okay. Maybe not that much. I like getting damage in, though. I think that's a good idea.
Well, if you're not blocking, you got to be attacking here, you know?
Yeah, you got to do something. Down to 13, 13-11. A Braid still at the ready. Not going to fire that off. Snoop's good. Hard not to like a Snoop. Draw. Oh, Muxus, hello. Oh, boy. Somebody's angry. So this is interesting. You can cast it now. I don't know if you want to, but you can. Okay. That decision was made for me. I'm kind of into it.
Yeah, I think that the value of your stuff is pretty good. Oh.
No.
I mean, still way ahead, right? You got the Snoop.
Way ahead?
Having the better of it currently, let's say.
Okay.
Maybe not way ahead.
Oh boy, this is getting good now. There's a land. No good attacks to be had. No nothings. Draw. Oh, top card. Top card is the Matron. That's got to be good, huh?
Yeah, I would say so.
Gotta be good. What do you want to search for? Muxus, I guess? Let's do that again. The Iron Unkind. You could get Krinko. It doesn't seem that bad.
Just get something you can cast.
Or you can just go get... Oh.
I kind of like getting Muxus here because if your opponent's draw step is Thoughtseize, they're in so much trouble.
How do you feel
And that's
about
the only thing that they can really do. Oh, yeah, sure.
how do you feel about get Mux's Krenko on top of my deck, activate my Snoop for my goblins, then cast Krenko? What are your thoughts on that play?
I mean, better.
Better than the other way.
Now you better draw Thoughtseize. Oh, that was nice.
Yeah.
That was nice. And you wonder why people play goblins. You do something like that.
I mean, there's a lot of builds of goblins or just sort of tribal beatdown decks historically where this sort of setup where you've Chupacabra'd their best thing, the ground's locked up, and it's just a matter of time before you draw something good. But they can't come back. But Muxus is just its own dimension.
It really is.
Completely changes the shape of these kind of games.
Just consistently just looming over the games. And it's brutal because they have a pretty consistent way to go about finding the card.
Yeah.
Between the tutor and between Snoop just giving you more and more looks, it's just like, yeah, I just can cast Muxus multiple times a game. It's not that hard. Now on the upkeep, you activate Snoop before you draw the Krenko. You got an active Krenko on the battlefield. And, might as well. Might as well spin the Muxus wheel. Keep the old one. Any haste goblins to put a wrap on it, folks? Looks like the answer is no with the Muxus, but I think there might be one on top of the deck, though I'm not sure it's castable.
I mean, Massacre Worm is still an out here, right?
I don't see a Prospector, so yes.
So I think Michael will be well started to sort of hedge off as much as possible here and get the 1/1s in the reds. I really suspect there's not a way for to meaningfully insulate other than try to get as many spins as a Prospector as possible.
Okay, so that was a Wily Goblin. Top card of the deck now is Goblin Chieftain. So there's no Prospector up top. And that's a fiend. Oh boy, that's yeah.
Daily dollar short. That would have been really good last turn, but now I think it's just going to be just too much.
Yep, I'm with you, partner. I'm with you. Day late, dollar short. A good game of Magic.
Really exciting.
Yep, and it's time to pack them in. Michael Peditto going to win this match over Max